Hi, welcome to this edition of The Accidental Homeschooler. I'm Sam Sorbo, and you can find me at samsorbo.com. Take a look in the description and you'll find a whole bunch of links and goodies. It's good stuff. So, this week we're going to talk about parenting is hard. Homeschooling is not. And I've gotten a little bit of pushback on this stuff because I maintain that it's much easier to homeschool my children than to send them to public school, certainly. I have no real familiarity with Christian schools or charter schools per se, but what I will say is that when you keep your children home with you, you are in charge, and that if you do it right, they don't challenge you. You set the rules. You are the parent. You design the relationship. You design the relationship. This is something that I think is sort of lost. It's sort of the lost art of parenting. That's why I'm going to write a parenting book next. This idea that the parent sets the rules. You're not your kid's best friend. You're not their pal. You're their parent. And by the way, in that relationship, there is so much joy to be found. But don't relinquish your role as parent in order to obtain some obscure friendship that denigrates your role. So I do say sending kids to school is hard because they come home with so much that isn't from you. And so you're left to sort of combat everything that they're coming home with. And that's hard. It comes out of nowhere. Sometimes you don't even know that it's there. And so you're fighting phantoms because you don't know what they've been told in school. You don't know what they've been told that's contrary to what you're telling them. And so sending kids to school is hard. What did I say? Parenting is hard, but homeschooling. So then we shift to, okay, so parenting is challenging, right? That's true. Why? Because it demands that you become an adult. It demands that you give serious consideration to your relationship with your child, to what you want that relationship to be, to how to obtain that relationship and the thing that you want it to be. That's hard. And it demands creativity and imagination. But homeschooling is simply learning alongside your child. Now, if you've been taught that learning is difficult, well, great, I have great news for you. Learning is not difficult. Challenging, fun, thrilling, exciting, yes, all of those things. I don't know about you, but I was taught in public school that learning is hard. They're right. Learning the way the schools tell us we should learn is hard. But learning itself is innate. It's the way we were born. Why are we curious if we aren't born to learn? And so learning is really the fulfillment of a carnal desire, a desire that you're born with. So homeschooling, sure, it has its challenges, like everything that's worthwhile does. I'm not speaking in hyperbole. It has its challenges, but hard? No. Parenting is challenging. Homeschooling is less challenging. And part of the reason that homeschooling isn't as challenging as most people think is because you do it completely differently in theory than the way the schools do it. And so for that, I refer you to my book, that one, They're Your Kids. I tell a bunch of stories about how I started and got the job done and proceeded and some mistakes that I made so that you can avoid making the same mistakes that I did. And yeah, so I recommend my book, and please share this video. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Accidental Homeschooler.